Time now for your forewarned weather with Seth Sanders.
All right, Seth, I took my jacket off today. My allergies are acting up. For all intents and purposes,
Yes.
It's spring out there.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I drove here with my windows down and a pocket of tissues ready to go. Yes, absolutely. I actually just went and bought some Zyrtec yesterday.
Allergies, man.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to talk about the allergies, so great observation.
Okay. It's not just me then. I'm not crazy.
It's not just you.
Okay,
it's not just you. We do have elevated pollen. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
But first, we're going to take a look down in southern Utah. That's where we have the highest pollen right now. Beautiful conditions down there. Just a couple high altitude clouds, but nothing that's going to bring any precipitation or really block out that sunshine too much. Currently 79 degrees, the Black Desert Resort. Beautiful conditions thanks to this high pressure that's in control, acting as a storm block and bringing the calm weather. Now, as we take a look at the temperatures across the state right now, you see we are in the mid-50s across northern Utah. Even Heber City and the Wasatch Back is in the 50s, 53 there. And then in southern Utah, running a little bit warmer with 60s and 50s and 70s in a few places as well, like St. George. Over the next 6 hours here in the north, we're going to see those 50s eventually turn to the 40s just after sunset, but not a whole lot of cloud coverage up here in northern Utah. Similar story down in the south. All right, now we talked about that pollen. I'm going to step out of the way here so that you can look at these trees here in St. George. You notice they are starting to bud a little bit there. St. George has the highest pollen count, or just southwest Utah in general. Juniper and elm trees are the main culprits right now, but across the state we do have medium pollen counts. This is for today, and as we get through the next couple of days, we're actually going to see it rise just a little bit. Winds will pick up just slightly, just a little bit of a breeze that'll kick up some pollen as we get into Sunday, but then by Sunday evening and Monday, we do start to see some more active weather that'll help clean out the pollen, hopefully help us out with our allergies because they are not fun. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's that high pressure bringing the really nice conditions that we have right now. It'll stick around for a few more days, which means it'll be a really pleasant start to the weekend. But there is a chance on Saturday evening that we get a couple of showers. Right now, it's mainly looking like it'll be in central Utah and the West Desert. We could get some along the Wasatch Front as well, but I think that the path that this is taking, the mountains are going to eat up a lot of that moisture before it reaches us. And then as we get into Sunday morning, a little bit more towards central Utah, Richfield on the I-15, I-70 corridors. And then Sunday, that's where the real fun begins. We start to see more scattered showers across northern Utah. Nothing significant, not like our last storm system, but we'll see it. And this is going to be a longer pattern. This cutoff flow is going to stick around for a few more days after that. Our upper level Futurecast shows us the long range. There's those warmer conditions, that warmth continuing to build through the weekend. But then here comes that low pressure system ushering in a little bit of that Pacific moisture as we get into your Sunday. Again, a little bit possible on Saturday, but Sunday and Monday, that's when we really start to see the wet weather potential crank up. That low moves right through the Beehive State as we get into Tuesday. We get the slightest lull in moisture as we get through Wednesday, but then by Wednesday night into Thursday, more wet weather is on deck. And you notice we do have that northerly flow that's going to bring that cooler northern air into the region, which means we could see a rain-snow mix in some of our valleys. But before we get to the cooler weather, we have a stretch of warm weather well above average. The average right now is 49. Tomorrow it'll be 50 degrees, running about 10 to 15 degrees above average in the north. Southern Utah running way above average. St. George is usually in the 60s right now, but they're going to be flirting with the 80s. Our regional forecast for tomorrow shows we are going to be even warmer than we are today. 60s in northern Utah and southern Utah. 78 degrees in St. George. A mix of sun and clouds for tomorrow, but no precipitations expected. St. George is going to hang on to the upper 70s as we get through the weekend. We could even hit the 80s on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll see, but we do have a little bit of cloud coverage, so I think that'll cap the daytime heating just before we hit 80 degrees, but we can't rule it out. Overnight lows in the 50s, eventually turning to the 40s. We do have a slight chance on Tuesday and Thursday with breezy conditions, but most of that wet weather is going to stay in central and northern Utah. A chance Saturday evening, temperatures in the 60s, a beautiful start to the weekend. Isolated showers by your Sunday, becoming more scattered on Monday with mostly cloudy skies. Isolated showers stick around Tuesday, and there's a chance it holds through Wednesday as well. And then as we get into Thursday, you notice that significant drop in temperatures into the 40s with rain and snow showers on deck. So ultimately, it's going to be a very beautiful weekend. Make sure you stock up on the Kleenex, and then we have a more active pattern as we get into next week. We're going to be right back after this.